Okay, so this is number 20, and this is a question with equation of the line of best fit. So you're going to be on the calculator on this. It wouldn't be impossible to do it by hand if you didn't have a calculator, but it would be challenging, because if you look at your answers, you've got two that are kind of close to each other. At least they sort of look like it at first. So we're going to need to get the data into the calculator, right? And we're going to use lists, okay? And so I'll write the steps down as I do them on the calculator, but then I'm probably going to, I may end up erasing them. The trick to this is not so much can you put the data in. I hope that you can. If you can't, this will be a good reminder to remember that we're talking about years, okay? 2001 through 2007. But when I'm writing an equation, I don't, in the calculator, when I'm using the calculator and the equation involves doing a regression and you're given the year as opposed to change in years, you need to adjust for that because we don't want to start with an X that is 2001. The model isn't going to be accurate back to year 0, 2,000 years. For one, there were no hybrid cars and no models really, or very, very few except for some precise scientific ones for something else, are going to work regressing back 2,000 years. So I want to adjust to 2001. The question is, do I make 2001 equal 1 or do I let 2001 equal year 0? It's a good habit to bring it to year 0, okay? You might like that 1 because then the numbers match, and that's true, and that might make it a little bit easier, but you might get different numbers. So if you do, and you get different, you get the right slope but a different intercept, go back and change it to year 0. I would just encourage you to say, make 2001 year 0, even though the numbers don't match. So I'm going to write those up here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be what I'm going to put in list 1. Okay, and then I'm going to put the data in list 2 and do my regression equation. So let's go ahead and get that done. So in L1 I'm putting years. In L2 I'm putting cars. Number of cars, okay? Where 2001 equals 0, okay? Not a bad idea to write those things down just to take care of it. Somehow you got to notate it. So anyway, so I'm going to go first to stat and then edit. It will default, edit, let's spell correctly. It will default to edit. So when I go to the stat button right here, tap stat, and you can see up here edit is automatically the first choice because it's the most common choice. And just hit enter. Here are my lists. This is list 1, this is list 2. Okay, understand this is an 83, so it's not going to, some things won't look exactly the same as they do when I do it here. But this is the one I have for the computer. Okay, and so now I'm just going to put those years in. So over here, it started at 0 and went over to 6. So it's just going to be 0, enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means 7 total years, right? Hit enter. And I'm going to go over and put in the data 20, 38, 54, 20, 38, 54, 84, 206, big jump there, 252, and 288. I cannot stress the importance of checking your lists before you move on, because once you get that regression equation calculated, you're not going to care. You're not going to want to go back and check see if you put it in right. Okay, you might if you don't get the right thing, but then you're just going to, you're going to be confused and like, I did it right. So check before you do the next step. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, just Okay, I'm good, right? I didn't double enter, right? Some you might put 4, 5 in one entry, and that's going to mess things up. Over here, a good habit is instead of going up the same way is to go down. Start at the last one. So 288, 252, yep, 206, yep, 84, good, 54, good, 38, good, 20, it's the first one, and okay, I'm good. That doesn't take very long, and it will save you a huge amount of frustration if you have the wrong number, because once you get out of here and go to regression, you're not going to see the list anymore. Okay, so the stat and the edit, stat and edit, that gets the information in. Okay, and so now we're going to go to stat, back to stat, and I'll change the color though. We're going to go to stat. Okay, so I hit stat, and I'm going to calculate something, right? This is getting information in and managing it. This is calculating information, editing the information, calculating the information. So I go right arrow and choose, I'm doing a linear regression. How do I know it's linear? Well, I don't really care if linear is the best fit. I care that every equation in the answer right now is a linear equation. So I have to have a linear regression, and I expect that it's going to fit fairly well. So anyway, 4 is linear regression. Now, in some calculators, you need to type in list 1, list 2. I don't need to do that. It's automatically going to default in the older calculator to list 1, list 2. Okay? But, just so you know, list 1 is right here. So second button and list 1 corresponds with the 1. List 2 corresponds with the 2. So you would have to put list 1, comma, list 2. The comma is right here. That's something I probably would help you with on the test, but it's really something you should be mastering, okay? Or at least I'd give you a good hint. So anyway, I hit that, okay? And I'm going to get my numbers. Now, I've got 49 for A. A is the slope, so I'm looking for 49. There is only one with a 49. I might want to just verify minus 13, minus 13. So B is the correct answer.